And with me right now from Third Mutual is Reza Karimi, and you are, among other things, you were on the Water Conservation Committee, right? You chair
Correct.
that committee?
I chair the Waters Subcommittee for the Conservation, and we actually updated our charter to be a little bit more just water conservation.
Okay.
We talk about education. We also want to have a direct contact face-to-face with the El Toro water to understand, the upcoming issues as far as the rate changes, the
Yes.
level of the water and sources of water, quality of water. Actually, on September 4th, we had a meeting with the president and the general manager of El Toro Water. They've been pretty, receptive on the face-to-face, and we talk about how we're going to collaborate and cooperate and get information for members about the water, mainly the quality of water. They assured us that we have the best quality of water. Actually, they mentioned that it's probably better than bottled water that comes out of our tap. And the reason being that the sources of water are not underground water, they're surface water that comes from the, ice cap or snow caps of the Sierras and the rivers, Colorado River and Fort Meade. And they're less susceptible to some of the emerging contaminants that other underground water experience. So that was very good news. And we also talk about other issues as far as, the rates and all of that. Water is very precious commodity that we have.
Right.
And the usage of water, we have two types of water, potable water and recycled water. The recycled water we use for the irrigation, and potable water is the one that we bathe and drink. And the rate for the potable water depends on the usage, how much we use. And there is tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4.
Right.
So there is allocation for each individual in the community. Every member have allocation of amount of water that daily they use. When it goes above that, then the rate keep increasing. We don't have meter for every members in the community, but we have the cluster of, the houses or, manures that we can identify if they're going over. So if the members, a cluster of houses receive a notice saying that you're going above, don't take it personal. It's somebody, using more water and increasing the rate, the usage rate for the rest of the, community. So be aware of that. See that as a very positive thing rather than negative. When you receive the letter, talk among yourselves within that cluster and see how we are going to be able to conserve more water. As I said, that's the most precious commodity that we have, and we have to make sure that we use the water wisely. On the irrigation side, there are some changes that came about for the recycled water.
Yeah.
And the gate 5 and 9, last year they had the new recycle lines for the recycled water, and work started installing the recycled water at the meter and piping for those. And also piping has been installed for 4 recycled water meter in gate 5, waiting for the Orange County Health Department test to continue. Also, recycled water meter expected to be installed in gate 9 toward the end of the year. And also, during our discussion with El Toro Water, the gate 11 recycled water under serious consideration that they bring the recycled water for irrigation to gate 11. Because gate 11 and 14 are the one that is still using potable water for irrigation. And they seriously discussing 11, 14, it's kind of not possible because it's elevation.
Yes, yeah.
They need pumping and all of that. So, I still encourage them to see if they can, what they can do.
Right.
They said they're always thinking about, possibility of doing things. Another thing that they came out of the discussion, and I want to present that to our member, was about the incentive plans that they have. They have 2 incentive plans, and they send us some information on that. Members can go online in El Toro Water and look at them. One is for the high efficiency clothes washer. It's up to $200 rebate if you buy one of those and install them, and about up to $100 for the low flow toilets. I have those information in our next committee meeting. We're going to discuss that. If we're going to, VMS going to get involved with, this program directly and use it as a chargeable for the members. And if they do, and if it's plausible that we can do that, then we're going to talk to our, members about how they do. But if they're going to do it in short term right now, they better get online with El Toro Water and get all the information, get the right, pieces of the equipment that they identifying, and get the rebates. That's pretty good chunk of rebates.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Now, the other one of the other things you want to talk about is irrigation modifications, and this is something that you're looking at, of course, having systems that monitor all this and really are very cognizant of where water is needed and not needed, and can be fully automated and computerized.
Correct. Actually, VMS right now looking to hire an expert for the large scale integrated irrigation system, and that will look to improve and upgrade the current system in order to be able to manage our irrigation with the electronic and monitoring system, that we can do a better job not wasting water. Even recycled water is getting expensive, so we have to monitor that. So as soon as VMS hire the expert and get the information back, then the goal is to, for the following year, pretty much going to take about probably 9 months to a year to do all of the investigation and the studies and all of that. And after that, then we're going to move forward with this new system, whatever their recommendations are.
Okay. All right, very good. Now, of course, third amongst everyone else has, and of course, El Toro Water District, just educating people what they can do around the house.
Yeah. Well, there is a lot of educational material that El Toro Water will share that with us. They do usually come here and discuss, with the members. They have been on TV here before, and during our discussion, I asked them if they're willing to come more with some educational material and educate our members about the water usage and conservation and all of that. They're willing to do that, so we're going to work together and come up with the materials, and we're going to do it through our communication department, either through TV or written material or in the paper, and communicate those information to our members. But before that, while we're working on that, there are steps that every member can take to conserve water and use the water wisely. I mean, if you're brushing your teeth, that might be a little thing. But 20,000 people brushing their teeth in the morning and shutting the valve while they're brushing, not letting the water run. Every drop counts. It's like every penny counts. Every drop of water counts. These are precious things that we have. So please be cognizant when you using the water for bathing, for washing, for whatever purposes that you use in it. If you have around your manure, you have flower pots and things like that uses a lot of water. Those water that you do hand water, they're potable water. So that increases the usage of water. You can talk to our landscaping department, see there are other type of plants and flowers that you can use that use less water, and they will very well help you to or change your scenery a little bit in order to conserve more water. So it takes the whole village to conserve water. Put it that way.
All right, very good. Anything else you want to add? Or I know you guys meet Is it every month or every 2 months?
The subcommittee meet every quarter. Our
Okay.
next meeting is October 9th.
Okay.
And I said all of these that I talked is on the agenda. And the people, it's open meeting. You know, members are welcome to join us and give us their wisdom, because we collectively can do this much better.
All right. Very good. Thank you for coming on. I really
Thank you very
appreciate
much,
it.
Ken. I appreciate
We'll see
the
you
meeting.
again, and
Sure.
we'll be right back.
Thank you.